Look into my eyes. Your soul is stained by the blood of the innocent. Feel their pain.
We are finally here at the finale of the three-part introduction of the Ghost Rider of the 90s, and the end of the story of the MacGuffins. The canisters. Last time, Deathwatch employed the help of Blackout, a bloodthirsty and merciless killer, with a unique ability to dampen all the lights in his immediate vicinity. He managed to track down a member of the CPJ gang, the one named Ralphie, who was stabbed in the gut in the first issue. He was at home healing when Blackout broke in and killed his parents, and went after him for the location of the three canisters. Ghost Rider managed to intervene and stop him. For now. We continue with our story at the scene of a police station. Polly, the girl member of the CPJ who originally stole the three canisters during the gang war and hid them, is being questioned by the police. Apparently, off-screen, the cops were able to locate two of the three canisters, but are having trouble locating the last one and need her to remember where she put them. Problem is, she can't remember. The detective warning her that she and her friends have painted a target on their backs. While all this is happening, Not the Hand is creeping in and getting ready to ambush and attack the police station. For some reason, this kind of reminds me of the scene from the first Terminator.
Sarah, this is what they call body armor. Our TAC guys wear these. Stop a 12-gauge round. This other individual must have been wearing one under his coat. Feel that? Okay.
What about when he punched through the windshield?
He was probably on PCP. Broke every bone in his hand. He wouldn't feel it for hours. There was this guy once. You see this scar?
Yeah.
The detective even looks like one of the main detectives in the movie. The detective and Polly are discussing the events for the last two issues, including the death of Ralphie's parents, when suddenly the lights go out. The cops are startled when out of nowhere Deathwatch appears, along with Blackout and a bunch of their ninja goons. They kill the detective, Deathwatch, probing his mind for the location of the final canister to no avail. They then hope to persuade Polly to remember. The following morning, we cut to the hospital with Dan and Barbara. Dan feeling hopeless and pleading with his sister as she seems to be slipping further and further into her coma, with no hope of waking up. When suddenly Captain Dolan appears, ordering his men to keep watch. Dan asks what's going on. The captain simply responds, protection. Dan then asks why. Dolan believes Dan's sister might be the only one who can identify the perps from the junkyard incident in the first issue. He mentions that too many lives have been lost. Dan is taken aback by this. More? He asks. Dolan explains that 10 freaking police officers were killed and dozens more were injured in the attack on the police station. Holy crap. That's definitely like the first Terminator movie. Well, except Sarah Connor did get away. And Polly, she we still haven't figured out what happened to her. I hope she's okay. Dolan says she was kidnapped, but when she is being held by someone as batshit insane as Blackout, one can only hope she survives the encounter. Dan asks what he can do to help. Dolan just says that he's done enough. He already said he hadn't seen their faces, and they have a squad guarding his house, so he should just go home. Dan is like, fuck that shit. I'ma go play superhero and kick some ass. Well, he kind of says that. We are starting to see more of a heroic side of Dan, and it genuinely makes me happy. Hero Dan is my favorite Dan. Now we cut to Cypress Hill Cemetery, with quite a disturbing line as one of the members of the CPJ gang suggests killing Polly. She's their friend. That's pretty messed up. Yeah, he's not invited to my Christmas party. He isn't wrong in saying that it's her fault. It was her idea, and she is the one who physically took the canisters in all the commotion. But to suggest killing her is taking it a little too far, don't you think? At least one of the members has her back. We will call her the sensible one. See, I agree with this dude that says they should just kick her out. You know, it's a good idea. Suddenly, another member pops in, busting in, freaking out. He explains the police station has been slaughtered and how a bunch of people are dead. He states that even Polly was kidnapped. Out of nowhere, the dude who said that they should kick her out immediately jumps in to say we should save her. The sensible one agrees, of course. Then, bam! The doors are knocked down, and who is standing there but Deathwatch? Blackout is holding Polly while they're backed by a bunch of the Not-Hand ninjas. We cut to the Kingpin, all pissy because he doesn't have the canisters, and the new villain who is specifically tied to this comic series is constantly a step ahead of him, not realizing he should just call it quits and go back to his Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Punisher comics because he probably has a lot more going for him in those specific comics. The dude has probably appeared in only like 5 panels in these last 3 issues so far. He would get a lot more screen time, and he would be more detrimental to the plot in those other comics. He just isn't that important here.
Silence!
Oh shit. I pissed him off. Never mind. Do whatever you want. He tells his assistant to get on it, get a bunch of men to get shit done. What is interesting is he says he wants the girl unharmed and to go free. His assistant is confused as to why. Kingpin says she can identify him, and then Kingpin himself will be able to take care of Deathwatch. Back at the cemetery, Dan is looking on as Deathwatch and Blackout are rounding up the kids and searching the mausoleum for the missing canister to no avail. Polly is panicking and pleading that she doesn't remember where it is. Deathwatch assures her that they just might have to jog her memory, and telling Blackout to interrogate one of her friends. Blackout does what he does best. Dan is anxious to get out and help, but the gas cap, it needs to light up for him to be able to do his thing. And so far, nothing. Deathwatch threatens to have the same horrible fate happen to the rest of Polly's friends if she doesn't start remembering. Okay, I just gotta say, I love it when the hero says they just can't stand by and watch. And, you know, they're all eager to step in and help. I'm not kidding. It gets me excited and amped.
No! Don't! Don't go out there! Calm down, Gohan. Don't try to stop me!
I just really like it when a hero wants to be a hero, and for all the right reasons. So when Dan says that line, I get super excited. The gas cap lights up, and it's freaking showtime. Dan says, yes! We cut to Deathwatch, threatening that one by one her friends will die if she doesn't speak up. He finally explains what the canisters are and what they will do. Apparently they are a biotoxin that, once released, will kill half the population in the tri-state area, and the rest will tear each other apart while going mad, being eaten away by the toxin. And this will spread throughout the continent. And for some reason, Deathwatch seriously gets off on such death and chaos. He states he was paid by his employer to release the toxin. He is interrupted when Kingpin's men show up, with guns trained, surrounding them. Surprisingly, Deathwatch understands. And when it's a losing battle, and he is outgunned, he gives up. He tells Blackout to hand over the canisters. Deathwatch basically explains he gets off on others dying, not himself. Deathwatch bows out and makes his exit. Blackout, on the other hand, is like, hell no. He frickin' slices open the Kingpin's assistant's neck. Blackout ducks out with the canisters and Polly. She really can't catch a break here. Kingpin's men shooting up the place, desperate to stop him. I mean, not desperate enough, as they really aren't hitting anything. They're like stormtroopers, these guys. As they go into the forest, we see a familiar hand in the foreground. Further they go, and it seems as some of Deathwatch's men have actually decided to follow Blackout, and Blackout tells them to kill anyone that gets close, even Deathwatch himself. The balls on this guy. Blackout menaces Polly, saying in the nuclear winter, he shall rule all. Dude's freaking crazy. Suddenly, wham! Move quickly, girl. Polly's like, wait! She's reminded of where the last canister is, but immediately regrets it. Blackout mocks her regrets as he enters the mausoleum. One of the ninjas notices something is amiss, and suddenly... Wait. Seriously? Wait. Did he just kill that guy? I mean, seriously. I'm pretty sure that guy is dead. Okay, let's take a step back. So far, I'm pretty sure he has just beaten the crap out of dudes and given off the penance stare. So does he actually kill him? Blackout walks out of the mausoleum celebrating the finding of the third canister as one of the ninjas falls to the ground. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dead. The dude is dead.
This motherfucker's dead!
I freaking love this panel. Ghost Rider lunges forward in a fit of rage. You will die! Blackout exclaiming that they will go together. Polly noticing that the Rider is making a habit of saving her, thinking she should leave when, again with this girl, she cannot catch a break. Blackout compliments the Rider's strength, but states he has no technique, then says that the poison will be released tonight in the cemetery. He guarantees it. He starts opening one. Ghosty tackles him. This ends now with you. Blackout, desperate to break free, he does the only thing he can think of. He bites down on Rider with his mechanical fangs. Bad idea. He is engulfed in hellfire and screams in agony. Badass panel. Ghost Rider tells Blackout it's over. His hellfire fused the canisters together and sterilized the neurotoxins. The only thing left is to take care of Blackout. Blackout just sitting there, singed by the flames. He turns. Jeez Louise! Now that's a face only a mother could love. Holy crap! Hey, look, now someone else wants vengeance. Blackout flees. Ghost Rider isn't too happy. Blackout took his trademark line. That son of a bitch, he should sue. Only the innocent deserve vengeance, Ghost Rider thinks to himself. Well, actually he says it out loud, but still, I like thinks to himself better. It sounds better. We cut to Fisk's tower. In all of his arrogance, he feels he is the one who saved the city. Dude, the comics called Ghost Rider, not Kingpin. Settle down. Oh, he gives Ghosty a little credit. That's cool. That's it for Kingpin in this entire series. I'm like 98% sure we never see him again in this comic. So that cool foreshadowing moment at the beginning of this issue where he says that he wants to deal with Deathwatch personally, that never happens. Anyway, later that day, we cut to Dan and Barb. He tells her it's over. The men that hurt them are gone, and the situation has been resolved. He thinks that maybe he should get rid of the motorcycle. He thinks maybe that is the best way to truly put all of this in the past. Yet he feels, maybe in his violent way, the Ghost Rider is a force of good. And who is he to deprive the innocent of that? So that's it. The conclusion to the first story arc of the 90s Ghost Rider series. As I said in the last two issues, I love this art so much. And the design of the characters and how the action is composed, it's fantastic. I also really enjoy the writing. Howard Mackie really knocked it out of the park with these three issues. I mean, he really was able to establish the main character. He was able to establish Dan and Barbara, even though she's pretty much in a coma the entire time, except for like 5 pages. The final issue especially was well done. Anytime Ghosty is on screen, he steals the show. Also, this starts Blackout's long-running rivalry throughout the series. I'm really excited for you guys to see where it goes, because you haven't seen anything yet. I would say more about Deathwatch, but he doesn't do too much. I mean, the storming of the police station at the beginning, but he's pretty hands-free for the most part in these 3 issues. I mean, you see him peer into a couple people's minds and kill off a goon and that detective, but besides that, he really doesn't do much. We did learn he gets off on pain and death. It's like he likes to watch death. I hope you guys enjoyed the first 3 videos. For the next video, we will be looking into the past at the previous Ghost Rider. Join me next time for the terrible curse of Jonathan Blaze.